Hold a moment, please. Strom.
Scanning. ID confirmed. This is the guy.
Welcome to Taris, Master Jedi. Apologies for the delay, but Governor Suresh requests your help with some security issues on the reconstruction project.
Is Governor Suresh the official in charge here?
Yep. Duly appointed senatorial supervisory governor for planetary affairs. If you're feeling long-winded.
Taris is substantially more hazardous than initial reports had suggested. The specifics aren't common knowledge off-world, but
we're trying to rebuild a planet covered with toxic junk and diseased carnivorous monsters. And it ain't working.
Governor Suresh has plans to alleviate some of these issues, but they require highly skilled individuals to carry out. Individuals like you.
How does the governor plan on dealing with this exactly?
She'll be happy to discuss the details with you in person. I'll let her know you'll be stopping by.
Just hear her out. You can make a huge difference here.
Thank you for your time.
I'm sure it would work if we had the manpower, but we don't. The numbers just aren't on our side.
Success isn't in the numbers, Chief. We don't need more people. We need the right people.
Excuse me, but I was told to meet with Governor Suresh.
Bardo and Strom found you after all. Good. Thank you for coming in. I'm Governor Suresh. Our goal on Taris is straightforward. Rebuild everything the Sith destroyed, and remind the galaxy that the Republic never gives up. But resources are tight, and we have some serious challenges. Toxic chemical spills, scavenging pirates, and the wildlife.
Rat ghouls. One bad bite can turn you into a vicious monster just like them. There's thousands out there, maybe even millions.
All darkness can be overcome with perseverance.
I knew you were the right Jedi to seek out. The rat ghouls use tunnels buried in the ruins to attack by surprise and overwhelm our soldiers. Every work crew we send out is decimated. We came here to achieve the greatest reconstruction project in Republic history. Instead, the workers hide in this outpost like frightened children. No more.
What can we do to push these creatures back and keep your workers safe?
We need to level the field so our security forces can do their job. Chief Trigg has put together a plan.
A suicidal plan.
A bold plan to collapse the tunnels the rat ghouls are using to ambush our people. I know you're up for the task.
Old ventilation shafts don't connect a few hubs in the tunnel network to the surface. You drop explosives in enough of them, and the whole thing collapses.
A Jedi is prepared to face any danger, Governor.
You have a reputation for overcoming impossible odds. Live up to that reputation. Help us transform Taris into the future of the Republic.
You'll live.
I don't care what your plan is. We're not sticking around to get eaten alive. Me and my crew are leaving, period.
If you want to abandon the work you agreed to do for the Republic, I can't stop you. But you aren't leaving. A 6-month quarantine requirement has been put into effect. Anyone trying to leave without prior authorization is subject. You can sit in a medical bay and go broke, or you can help us accomplish something unprecedented. It's your choice.
You shouldn't be so harsh, Governor. These men aren't fighters.
We are what we choose to be. I know you're going to make the right decision here, Hull. Come back when you do. Unfortunately, not everyone flourishes in the face of adversity. Scouting parties are already reporting lower rat ghoul populations. Most of our work crews are gearing up. We're finally going to get this project moving.
I'll look forward to seeing what you do with the place.
My ancestors called Taris home once. Thanks to you, millions of people might call it home again someday. Stay safe. And stay in touch.
We've been waiting weeks, and those things are still swarming our property while you sorry excuses for defenders of the Republic sun yourself on the base.
This is a military operation, sir. This planet hasn't been cleared for civilian occupancy.
My brother didn't mean to be insulting, but for 3 centuries our family has dreamt of reclaiming our place on Taris, and now to be stopped by those things.
What's this all about?
They're old estates off base, so we got no way to secure it.
Taris is our home. We're not gonna wait until the army takes its pick of the planet and then throws us the scraps.
The Republic validated our records, but some outlaws set up a camp there. They've got security droids all around the perimeter.
You need something dangerous cleared out first?
It's not raccoons or anything. There's someone living there. Sentience.
They've got security droids all around the perimeter. It's a war zone. We almost got killed entering our own property.
The Republic will respond to all such claims of hostile non-indigenous life forms based on strategic value.
Why don't you let me deal with this?
Yes, tell this coward we're the rightful owners and he has to help us.
You want to explore? You look like you can handle it, but it's your choice.
Would you really be willing to take such a risk for us?
Your claim seems just.
Great. They're all yours then. You find anything important, you can fill out a form at HQ.
All we need is to get those blasted droids cleared out and find out who's controlling them. I can handle the rest.
Hold. We have no more with which to defend ourselves. You have left us helpless before the Rackhools and everything that haunts this planet. My people are refugees, survivors of the battle on Coruscant. Would you turn us out of yet another home?
I'm sorry, I don't think we've been introduced.
My name is Akatan, and you might call me the leader of this colony. We fled here after the war. The lower levels were in shambles. Thousands of people from thousands of species, homeless and hurt. The humans in the Galactic Senate barely slapped on a new coat of paint. We came here to start a new life.
Unfortunately, your new life landed on someone else's ancient birthright.
How typically human. So many men are here to reclaim this planet who know nothing of its past. Ancient Taris was a blight on the Republic. The black mark on its reputation for freedom.
As far as I know, it was some outer rim nothing until the Empire blew it up.
Humans on Taris did as they do on all planets. They seized the surface, claimed Taris's wealth, and forced every other species underground. Every meter of land owned by a human was probably seized from another species, just as this was seized from my ancestors. I have their documents. So old they were kept in printed form. Read them yourself if you doubt me.
Every person should be judged on their own merit.
The Jedi Order has always understood that. If you have any sympathy for our cause, perhaps there is something you can do? We are alone and at the Republic's mercy.
I would not wish to see you turned away from your home.
I thank you for softening your heart to my story. I will tell my people to begin repairs on our droids.
Excellent job. We could smell the smoking metal corpses from here.
I told him that's not really possible.
So who are the crooks who set themselves up on our property? Did you drive them off?
I took out the droids, but it won't be safe to live there.
What are you talking about?
Is it the Rackhools? Monsters? I told you we should have waited until the planet was open to settlers.
The land is held by the alien who owns this deed. Her claim is better than yours.
The alien resettlement was a valid executive order approved by the Republic. This is our land!
There are alien survivors who kept their claim? I'd have thought they would never come back here. I studied the history. It wasn't right.
It was justified. You can't make us leave because of that.
I'm sorry it didn't happen as you hoped.
You can't do this to us. Our family governed this planet. We owned it.
It's been a long time since that mattered, Relis. We'll be on the next ship out. It was kind of crazy to think we'd get our dream after 300 years. That only happens in stories.
Hey, good job. Both on the droids and getting to the bottom of that mess. Taris politics. Huh. Who cares about this dump anyway? Brass called me when you left. Wanted to see if your work's as good as your rep.
Is there something else you want me to do?
Well, I doubt he's asking you over for a cup of mudleaf tea. Captain Childress calls, it usually means something needs fixing. If you're interested, go look him up. His office is at HQ, other side of the base. Tell him you're the one who ran off the Brat Brigade.
Hey there, Captain Childress. I want to thank you for taking the time to see me. You did nice work on that land claim mess. Like we flew this many troops to the armpit of the galaxy so some kids could play pioneer. It'll take way more than it's worth to make this planet livable. Only thing interesting about Taris is that it's the worst failure the Republic's ever had.
I don't know much about Taris's history.
Way back when, the Sith were searching for a Jedi here. When they couldn't find her, they tried destroying the entire planet. The Jedi escaped, but millions of people died an ugly, flaming death. The Empire tried the same thing on Coruscant in the last war. 300 years after Taris, we still don't know squat about how to defend against a bombardment once ships are in low orbit.
Until we learn to defend ourselves, we're at the Empire's mercy.
That's why I'm here. Learn what we can, so we don't repeat the mistakes. I sent commandos to defend a research team at the crash site of the Endar Spire, the last Republic warship shot down over this planet. If we're lucky, that ship recorded the whole bombardment. But my teams lost contact, which means there are desk jockeys in the wild with the most valuable data on Taris.
What's this ship? Why is it so valuable?
There were Jedi aboard back in the day. Now, we hope it's got data on the attackers. The crash site's a ways out, fast as you can make it. I don't know if we've got survivors. Research team's your number 2 priority. Data's the most important thing. Take anything the Endar Spire recorded to Commander Vicky at the outpost.
Lieutenant Carlslew, I'm all that's left of Commander Childress's 5th detail. Please, tell me you're our reinforcement.
Childress sent me. What cut you off?
Give me a moment. All's clear, guys, and we've got some muscle from back on base. This is what's left of our research team. The others got ambushed while working. Scavengers must have guessed we were after something good. We need to hold them off long enough for the research team to recover and download that data.
Now you'll get to see how a Jedi handles things.
Okay, data's priority 1. Everybody into the ship, go! If you hadn't come when you did, those would be our smoking corpses there, no question. Unfortunately, we're not done. Not until this wreck's data is in the hands of Commander Viqui.
Give me what you have. I'll get it to the commander.
We've recovered all the high-priority info. If you run that to the outpost, I'll hold off what's left of the scavengers until our reinforcements arrive.
If you have any questions about military operations on... My pardon, Jedi. I'm actually expecting one of your order. Are you the one who saved my team at the Endar Spire?
Everything from the primary computers is on here.
The data from the Endar Spire will be invaluable to the Republic's war efforts. Lieutenant Carlslew tells me there's close surveillance footage of the Imperial warships.
My life is dedicated to stopping the spread of the Sith.
As is mine. Thank you for your service. Republic intelligence has been waiting for this data since the bombardment fell.
As you can see by the data, there is no disease in known space that propagates as quickly as the Tarisian Rakul plague. Even one individual Rakul can start a pandemic, as we have observed in 81 colonies to date. Until a vaccine can be widely distributed, it is highly doubtful that any civilian colonization effort will yield lasting results. Thank you.
If you're working on a vaccine, I'd like to help.
Working on is a generous term. The last breakthrough in Rakul plague research was 3 centuries ago. HoloNet archives say a Dr. Forn developed a Rakul serum vaccine just hours before the bombardment. I've been trying to acquire the serum, but short of putting a blaster to someone's head, that's not going to happen.
What makes you think that?
There's a pirate camp not far from here. They went after the ruins of Sepanik Memorial Hospital. Sepanik was well preserved. If there's Rakul serum to be found, it'd be there. I asked Commander Viqui to step in, but since it wasn't a Republic hospital, the pirates have legal salvage rights.
What is legal and what is right are often different. I'll pay them a visit.
That's extremely brave of you. The Death's Claw pirate gang robs anything that talks and shoots anything that doesn't.
I can't say what will be required to get this done, but this plague has infected half a planet's worth of people. So if that serum shows up on my lab table, it'd be unethical to throw it away for any reason. I hope my position is clear.
You picked the wrong medbay to rob, Vacbrain. There's gonna be 200 Death's Claw pirates coming through that door.
I was hoping we could resolve this peacefully.
Aha. Yeah, you see these guys lying here? They've got the Rakghoul plague. You touch me, and they'll be on you like hots on a buffet. Except, faster. And don't think they're incapacitated. Oh no, they just look that way. I've got a serum you wouldn't believe.
I'd heard you dug something up. I'm going to need it.
Yeah, we've been using it to, Whoa, wait. No, you don't. No, you can't take it. These people are infected. If you cut off my supply of serum, these guys are gonna turn. You know what that means? I'm gonna have to shoot them all in the head before they try to eat my liver.
You're a doctor, right? Synthesize some more.
With what? My state-of-the-art facilities? I can only use what I find, and we don't find much. The only place I can think of that might have some left is the ruins of Dynamet General. The place was basically Ghoul Town. You want serum, you get it there, and leave us alone.
I'd better not come to regret this.
No, the stuff is down there, I swear, on my medical license. The real one.
Welcome back. Let's get those serum samples analyzed and see what we've got. Well, thank the Force for good Tarisian storage technology. I wasn't sure anything would still be viable after 3 centuries. While we wait, is there a cost to these samples I should be aware of? A deal with a pirate crew, perhaps?
There was some unavoidable violence on the way in.
I see. Then if it didn't happen in a plastic beaker, don't tell me about it. Here we are. Fortunately, the plague is so virulent it cultures very rapidly. Bad news. The serum you recovered looks like it was effective 300 years ago, but the Rakghoul plague has mutated since then. This serum will only provide effective immunity for extraordinarily healthy individuals.
No one's going to take an unreliable vaccine.
Yes, but it gives us options. Right now, I need what we call a lucky survivor, whose system has antibodies to the modern plague. We haven't had a survivor yet, for obvious reasons, but this serum might provide the link we need. If I infected an extraordinary individual protected by the serum, I could collect the antibodies and make an effective vaccine.
What happened to the most virulent disease in known space?
I need someone with proven recuperative powers. Someone who gets injured almost on a daily basis. Ideally, they would have survived stabbings, shootings, poison, infections, maybe all of the above. Or barring that, someone with conscious control over their bodily processes, such as a Jedi.
Doctor, I don't get a chance to save 1 billion lives every day. I'm in.
Well, and I had this whole speech ready. All right. We have a medical droid, CB-084, set up to observe Rakghouls in the field. He'll be able to collect the antibodies and slow any potential complications. After I give you the serum, go out there and test it. Let the Rakghouls attack you and see what happens.
Are there any other medical facts I should know?
Sure. You're doing the right thing. Now, here's your serum injection. I hope the Force is with you, because the science is stretched to the limit.
I see your infection is progressing. Hold still while I take samples for analysis. While I transmit the data to Dr. Cell, there are some questions I should ask. Do you have any of the following symptoms? Dizziness, fever, shortness of breath, and inexhaustible hunger for sentient flesh?
Can you do anything about these cuts? I'm losing blood here.
I'm sorry, my core function is in analysis, not trauma care. Here's Dr. Cell.
Good news. Your antibody count is off the charts. I'll start work on a vaccine immediately. You are remarkably brave. Our progress has just jumped forward by years. While you recuperate, I'm going to transmit the usual secrecy agreements. Just use your thumbprint to sign on the sensor.
What do you mean, usual secrecy agreements?
This is standard procedure when the Republic develops biotech with significant earnings potential. We develop the vaccine for Republic soldiers first, and when it's proven, sell it to colonists. Until then, it's under wraps. We don't want the Exchange or the Sith funding some horrible operation with an underground version.
Lives will be lost while this profit is being made.
Tell me something I don't know. Every week we hear another Rakghoul horror story. But every colonist on the planet is going to want this vaccine. How do I tell my superiors we gave up that kind of money?
If you get a sample to the Jedi, I bet they'd find someone to make it fast.
I'll keep that in mind. We'll get this cure out one way or another. Thanks for putting yourself on the line for this. Would have taken years to do it the safe way. I don't know if Taris will ever be what it was, but now, at least, there's hope.
Master Jedi, what brings you to our small corner of Republic space? This is such a great honor.
Tell me what's happening.
We're having some trouble. Nothing you couldn't have predicted, but there you are. Our bases here are far from self-sufficient. We're not farmers, and there's no existing infrastructure here to work with. We're at the mercy of our supply ships. And this month just went nose down in some of the worst territory on Taris.
Where's the ship? I don't care if it's at the bottom of a swamp.
The Republic thanks you for your service. Our men tried to reach the ship once, but they turned back after taking serious casualties. They said it's more than just Rakghouls, but couldn't make an ID. If you still want to go, you'll need to talk to our quartermaster at the supply shed across the base. She's got the exact coordinates of the crash.
And you're just going to make this all better, huh?
Usually, people are happy if I come to make things better.
I'm Karen Weck, Quartermaster. Commander Gardet just called to say you're retrieving our supplies, for which, by the way, I and the rest of the troops here humbly thank you. But I don't want Commander Fatpants to think it means he gets away with this. Steal from your troops, waste Republic money bringing in silks and wine from Alderaan, and it's fine, because some wandering Jedi will happen in to save you.
That's a serious accusation.
I said over and over that the ship needed repairs. The left stasis generator was loose, and the hyperdrive motivator was seeping fluid. But Gardet had already spent our allotted maintenance budget on himself.
Putting his men at risk for his own indulgences is a grievous misuse of authority.
And then some. But he simply slashed the rations budget in half and figures it's over. The men are starving, and starving men don't hold up well against creatures where one tiny scratch could lead to a base-wide epidemic. If you can take this holo camera out to the crash site, you could get the evidence I need to get him court-martialed.
When you put it that way, how can I refuse?
Thank you. If you take holopics of the engine, I can show that the documented lack of repairs is what caused the crash. The most important thing is the supplies, though. The crash site isn't far. When you get everything, bring it back here so I can distribute it. We don't have antibiotics. They come on the same ship as everything else.
You're supposed to keep better tabs on that sort of thing. These men have the Cillian flu. They could die if... Master Jedi, dare I hope you've made it to our ship?
No number of beasts could have kept me from aiding these men.
Your order is known for its mercy. Thank you for coming to our aid. The men came close to mutiny when I cut rations again. They knew this wasn't going to be a luxury cruise.
What do you expect? You ask your men to starve while you eat bantha steaks from off-world.
These pictures prove you knew the ship was damaged, and you sent it anyway.
They're going to Republic Command, along with my documentation of every personal purchase you've made. These men left their families and risked their lives to come here. If they die, it should be for someone better than you.
I didn't know the ship was so bad. I thought if it was serious, they'd catch it on Ord Mantell.
The men on Taris deserve a better leader.
This is ridiculous. I did nothing wrong. Republic Command will never listen to you. I need to call them.
Thank you for all your help. But there may be something else, too. Normally, our 4th outpost comes here to pick up its supplies. But their convoy never arrived this month. I'm afraid something happened. They need to be found.
Just tell me where to look.
You've got to be the best friend these soldiers ever had. The route between the outposts runs along Lake Brel. Not the best planning. There's Rakghouls there and a Nexus spawning ground and worse. Usually the convoy's managed by only traveling when the sun is highest. Plus lots and lots of firepower. But if they're out there too long, well, you need to find them.
Every moment we delay risks their lives. I'll leave right now.
Whatever happened to the convoy, we need to make sure Morn Outpost gets their supplies. Sonic emitters along the route usually keep off the worst of the critters. But if they're on the fritz, that convoy would have walked into a feeding frenzy. Fix the emitters and see what you can find about the convoy. When you're done, report to Commander Yajek at Morn Outpost. And thank you.
We just stopped to rest. Geozel found a scratch, and we don't know if it's the Rakghoul infection, so we're waiting. And Verdone might be coming down with the Geonosian swamp flu, but we're on our way, I swear, and you're looking at me very strangely.
Are you part of the Outpost 4 supply convoy?
Yes. Private Gilrow. I assumed you were looking for us. We just stopped to rest. Sorry to trouble everyone.
You're 48 hours late. Have you been here that whole time?
Yeah. Like I said, Verdone was hurt. I mean, Geozel, and... Oh, forget it. I was never a good liar. We aren't going back. Is that what you wanted to hear? We've deserted.
Are conditions so bad you would turn against your every oath of loyalty?
I love the Republic. I do. But I've been here 5 years on a 1-year tour. I've sent complaints, talked to site counselors, nothing. 5 years we've been out here. No break. Most of our friends have died. We're wounded, tired, broken. Fighting something that can't think, can't be frightened. And if you get the slightest scratch, you become the enemy and your own squad puts you down like a dog.
You have given the Republic as much as it can reasonably demand.
You're not going to turn us in?
Take this. It should be enough to buy a berth on a smuggler's ship.
I can't... I mean, we thought we might get a spot with one of the scavengers, but then we heard they kill strangers on sight. This would save my life. And maybe I can even get back in time to fix things with my girl. Please, tell Commander Yajek you found our bodies. That way no one will ever come looking.
State your business. This is a Republic military outpost, sovereign territory of the Galactic Republic. We will defend ourselves with deadly force if necessary.
Don't you recognize a Jedi when you see one?
Apologies, Master Jedi. Forgive my paranoia. There's no unauthorized travel this far into the wilds. Best policies usually blast first, chat later. Don't suppose you were sent by Commander Gardet with news about our supplies.
Your supplies are on the way, but no thanks to him.
Sounds like there's a story there, but I won't waste your time asking for it. Let me just say thanks. Don't suppose you saw any sign of our boys. If they're still alive, they better have a good excuse for leaving us hanging.
I found their bodies along the route.
No surprise. Well, they'll be missed. I'll send their uniforms home to their kin. Anyway, thanks for the help and the news. This sure won't help morale. Everyone else will just have to work a bit harder now.